Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And double honors to my elder bishops as well. And this here is your brother Chayan Apash. And I'm just speaking on this encounter with Vocab Malone and the brothers in GMS Virginia, which I want to commend those brothers. They did a great job. And this particular question this brother asked Vocab was great. You know, he asked him a question about Daniel's the second chapter in the statue, right? And since we're not in the kingdom, what heathen is ruling? And what Vocab did, he did what, you know, the serpent in the garden would do. He slithered right out of that. He didn't give any answer. He just slithered out of it with a stupid comment. Okay? Why? Because he doesn't have an answer for it. Okay? The way you, like the elder apostle Tahar said, the way you drown these Christians is you ask them questions pertaining to prophecy because they have no clue about the prophecies. But there's a few other things I want to speak about, but I'm going to let this brother get this point because this was an excellent point this brother made, man.
I'm going to let this play because the question that I proposed to him was in Daniel, the second chapter. So let's let this play.
Appeal to emotion, what you said. I respect what you said, but it's a fallacy. It's a logical fallacy.
Those people in the
appeal to emotion doesn't prove the veracity of your case.
Don't fit none of them curses.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying what you have done.
Daniel, the second chapter, tells us the outlining of the kingdoms that will happen before the Lord sets up his kingdom of heaven. It's
the
heathen.
One of the tests you guys have to take to get it.
So the heathens are reigning right now because the Lord has not set up his kingdom. So what heathen is reigning right now, Vocab? If the kingdom is not set up according to Daniel the second chapter, Nebuchadnezzar's dream, what heathen is reigning right now?
The heathen you have reigning over you is Tahar. That's the heathen reigning over you.
You see this damn devil? You hear what this damn devil said? Because he doesn't have an answer. Why didn't you answer the question the brother had? You should have a breakdown to that, right? But he doesn't have a breakdown. His whole thing is trying to sow doubt in people's mind dealing with this true gospel, man. Okay, but you cannot deceive the elect, man. He's a serpent. He's the devil. Okay, and he's an Edomite. All right, so his whole thing is to come against this gospel, man. He's an enemy of the gospel. Okay, and there's many other reasons why we are the Israelites. Okay, there's many other reasons why those people that are calling themselves Israelites are not the Israelites. And notice he doesn't want to speak about them. That's a telltale sign that a person is juiced in when they can't speak negatively about those people. Because those people run everything. Okay? Now this is Daniel's the 9th chapter. Let's get Daniel's the 9th chapter. Because the brother made an excellent point, you know, dealing with the feet and all that. Okay, so there's no other point to be made dealing with that. Because the brother's made the point. Okay? The statue, we're still in the statue. Right? So therefore the kingdom is not established. Therefore, what heathen is reigning right now? Very simple question. This is Daniel's 9 and 11. It says, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. This is going into the Babylonian Empire. So these curses stayed upon the Israelites. Okay, these curses stayed upon the Israelites. Why? Because we transgressed his laws. Okay. Now let's continue. Let's get Deuteronomy 28th chapter real quick. Deuteronomy 28. Okay. Going to the basics, man. Going to the basics. That's all you need to defeat them is just the basics. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 15. It says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Now let's jump down to about the 40th verse. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 45. It says, moreover, all these curses, okay, that we from Deuteronomy 15 all the way to Deuteronomy 68. Okay, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. This was the first covenant. Okay, the law, statutes, and commandments. If we didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments, guess what? These curses will come upon us if we broke that first covenant. Okay, and it would be a sign. Let's look up this word sign. Okay, because when we get into these intricate things, these Christians, they try to wiggle their way out and jump to another topic. We don't jump from topic to topic. We have no problem staying on a point because we know what we're preaching is the correct doctrine. All right, it says sign, a signal, a distinguishing mark. So the curses are a distinguishing mark of who the Israelites are. Okay, and our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are the only people that fit those curses. Okay, that fit those curses to a T. All right, a distinguishing mark, a banner, remembrance, a miraculous sign, an omen, a warning, token, ensign, standard, miracle, proof. Proof. Okay, that is our proof that we are Israelites. Okay, we went into Daniel's. It said what? It said, therefore, the curse of Moses is poured upon us, man. The curse that was given unto Moses. Well, I'll read it again, okay, so I don't butcher it the way it's said. All right, this is Daniel's 9:11. It says, yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him. Okay, so that's why those curses were poured upon us. And he hath confirmed, and as long as we sin, those curses would be poured upon us. The only time where that's going to be completely taken off of the whole nation is going to be when that second covenant is fully established. Okay, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing up upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. Was this the only evil that's been done in the time of the Babylonians? Was that the only evil that has been done upon us? Of course not. There was the Babylonians, then there was the Persians, and then there was the Greeks, and that was terrible, especially dealing with that wicked root, which that's actually spoken about, that little horn spoken about in Daniel's the 8th chapter. Okay, that came up, Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, or Antiochus, however you pronounce it. All right, that devil put a lot of hell on our people, man. That devil put a lot of hell on our people. So this wasn't the only time that a great evil has fell upon us, dealing with the curses. Okay, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this, and plus it said that no other nation under heaven went through what Jerusalem has went through what the Israelites went through. And you agreed with this brother, right? The brother in VA, when he said basically that that the atrocities were more than any other people, roughly paraphrasing what the brother said. And you agreed. You said, yeah, that's true, but that's emotional, something. Because really, Esau doesn't give a damn about what you Jakes went through. Okay? As it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before Yahweh, our power, that we might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Okay. Now let's get the let's get some other points. Let's hit Daniel's 2 in verse 44. Okay. It says, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High, shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Okay, this is going to be in the end time. So the brother asked you a question. He said, listen, if we're still in the time of the statute, because the kingdom is not here, all right, which heathen is ruling? because what I'm reading here is dealing with when the kingdom is established, because you got people in the land right now calling themselves us and things like that. So let's see what it says. Okay, in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Right now, and listen, if you're dealing with us, right, and you're trying to debunk who we are, you have to prove that those people in the land are the people of the Bible. Those people in the land are those the Israelites that the scriptures speak about. You can't just say we're not talking about them, because they're so in power that no one can speak against them. That's not spoken about the children of Israel. It said that they would be a proverb and a byword. People will constantly be speaking against the children of Israel. So who are those people in the land? You have to answer that question, Vocab, and you have to prove it with scriptures. Okay? And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Now that means that there should be no other people in that land. There shouldn't be Ishmael and Ham and Moabites and all these different people in the land, man, dwelling in that land. That land should be only for the Israelites. You see, while we were in the land, we had a lot of heathen amongst us. We had a lot of, especially them Hamites. We had a lot of those Hamites amongst us. But the Lord said he's going to do away with that, man. Okay? He said he's going to do away with that. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. What kingdoms? The kingdoms that was in the statute, man. And it shall stand forever, which I don't got to read about the statute. Okay? These are all these kingdoms here before. These are all the statute. These are the statute. Okay? Right? The Babylonians, the Medo-Persians, the Medo-Persian Empire, the Greece, the Greek Empire, the Roman Empire. This is all part of the statute. Now we're at the time of the toes mixed with miry clay, which is the same people ruling. Okay, which were the Romans. Even them Amalekites, which are also Edomites, admit and say that those Romans are Edomites. So even your own scholars, Vocab, agree with us. Okay? So all he's doing is being a serpent and trying to deceive the minds of the simple. Okay, because he's defeated. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hand, which is Yahushai, which represents Yahushai, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So that means it's definitely going to happen. Okay, so this kingdom has to fall, man. There's no way that this kingdom can rule hand in hand with the kingdom of heaven. So this kingdom has to fall, and you have to find out who is this kingdom. Which kingdom is the Lord going to come and visit? Who's going to be ruling in the time that the Lord comes to visit? Well, let's get Isaiah, the 63rd chapter. All right, this is Isaiah 63:1. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom? And dyed garments from Basra. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. This is Yahushai. So he's coming in the rulership of the Edomites. That's why it's mentioning Edom. It's not mentioning Edom for no reason. Okay, nothing's going on that's significant in the land of Edom right now. Okay. That's why it says his vengeance on the nations, starting with the head nation, which is the Edomites. Okay? Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. This represents all the killing that he'll be doing when he comes back. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered, that there was none to uphold. Therefore my own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. And the scriptures say that the Lord will break their teeth. Well, let's get Isaiah the 34th chapter. Whose teeth is he gonna be breaking? Mainly, it's the ones that run the earth, the ones that are in rulership right now. This is matter of fact, I'll start at Isaiah 34, and I'll start at verse 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it." Didn't we read just now that the other one was speaking about his vengeance upon the nations? Well, this is also titled God's wrath against the nations. So this is the same time period. His wrath has not come down upon all the nations yet. Okay? "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies." World War III. Okay? "He hath utterly destroyed them," and this is recorded in the Apocrypha, by the way, in 2nd Ezra. Okay? Showing you that 2nd Ezra is in perfect companionship with the scriptures, because it is the scriptures. It is the Bible. Okay? It's just you devils, you Idumeans, you took it out the Bible. All right? "He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the host of heaven shall be dissolved." What is it going to be dissolved with? What can dissolve the elements? It's going to be those nuclear missiles. Okay? Matter of fact, let me get a quick precept. in case vocab jumps. Now where does this say nuclear missiles? Which it doesn't say nuclear missiles. You have to be spiritual. Okay? First of all, you have to be an Israelite. Secondly, you have to be a spiritual Israelite to understand these things. Clearly, vocab is not spiritual. Vocab's a carnal man. This is Daniel's 9:5. It says, no, not Daniel's. I said Daniel's. Excuse me. I meant to get Isaiah. Isaiah 9:5. Salakia. It's Isaiah 9:5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this is going to be a different battle. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." All right? You see that? This is a different type of battle getting ready to happen here. Okay? It says, "And the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll," meaning dealing with the mushroom cloud that hits when the nuclear missile is going to hit. All right? That arises when the nuclear missile hits. Okay? "And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as the falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Okay? Right? So it's going to look like those figs that fall from the fig tree. Okay? And it's going to come down on top of America. Okay? Which America is the chief city of the Edomites. That's why it says Idumea. It's not coming on Idumea. There's no fire coming to devour Idumea. Right? Okay? There's no fire coming down to devour Idumea to completely wipe it out. This is speaking about Babylon, which is America, which is ran by the Idumeans, which are the Edomites. Okay? Idumea is just another way of saying Edom. Let me read this again. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." All right? The Edomites, "and upon the people of my curse to judgment." So this is going to be at the end days. All right? "The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of kidneys of rams, For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And this is known as a sacrifice was going to happen to in America, okay, to appease the wrath of the Most High. Okay, it's not happening to Basra. It's happening to it's going to happen to America. That's the fire that's really going to be kindled and going to dissolve the elements. Okay, Basra's still there. They still got a land of Basra. It's not dissolved. Okay, but you see, you have to be spiritual to understand these things. You have to be spiritual to understand these things, man. When Yahushua comes back, he's coming back to take down these Edomites, and he's going to set up the Israelites to have dominion over the earth, and it's going to be an everlasting dominion. Okay, Isaiah the second chapter tells you that we will be teaching these other nations how to live, how to observe the law, statutes, and commandments, and serve Yahweh or Yahushua. Okay. Now I'll end this off with something simple. I'll end this off with Numbers, the 23rd chapter, man. Okay, because this is the vision that Balaam saw. Like, sometimes they get mixed up with Balak and Balaam. All right, this is the vision that Balaam saw. Okay, and the Most High met Balaam. Matter of fact, I'll go down to and this is Numbers 23:8. It says, "How shall I curse whom the Most High hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Most High has not defied? Excuse me. For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone." So, meaning there should be no other heathen nations in that land right now. And another thing, in Isaiah the second chapter, it says there should be no more war as well. "And shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his." And by the way, those small hats are not in no great number. Not no great number. Okay? Israel's the one that keeps populating, man. They have problems with fertility, man. How can you be the people of the Most High and supposedly in rulership, right? Supposedly, right? Which just means it should be the kingdom of heaven. How do you have a constant problem with birth when it says that you should be as the sand of the sea? Who can count the dust of Jacob and the number of the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. See, because he saw the blessing of the Israelites, and there's not going to be any other nation that's going to be with us. We're going to dwell alone, So, vocab, clearly those people are not the Israelites. Clearly, we're not at that time yet. Okay, so who are the people ruling now, and where are the Israelites? And where are the people that the curse fits? Okay, right? Excuse me. I should say, who's in rulership now, and where are the Israelites? Because they are the people who the curses fit in Deuteronomy 28th chapter and the 15th verse. So with that, I'll say shalom.